this very cool frog, which I already started doing a base coat on, but I'm going to be painting it here with you. It was just mostly like greens. It had a pink mouth. It had normal looking eyes, but I want this to be very trippy and very weird. So that's what we're going to do. And I have these paints right here that are very, ooh. I have these paints here that are very, very bright, and we're going to use those. So I guess they're all coming out of here now. That's fine. All right. I will probably be doing more painting lives as we go, as I am just getting more back into it after a hiatus, but we are going to be painting this a very bright, very patterned, all of that good stuff. All right. So I think I want to start with the eyes. I think that's where we're going to start with this. And for the eyes, I have like this color, and I think I'm probably going to blend it out with some of my other ones. So we're going to do kind of a gradient. And as you can see, I just use random stuff for the palette. All right, so we have everything we need. We have some brushes, and this is all very scattered, but it doesn't matter. We're just gonna do our best. And since this is already dried, I'm just gonna go right on top of it. And this cap does not really work, as you can see. So we're gonna have to take this off and be very careful not to spill it everywhere. Being careful. All right. Last time I put way too much out there. There we go. But happy Tuesday, everybody. It is gonna be I think it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, hopefully. It's going to be a great day. And yeah. So we're gonna put this neon, it's called neon purple, and these are just like those 50-cent paints that you can get at the store. I tend to use those quite a bit. Sometimes I'll use the expensive stuff, but I actually really like how these go on like craft surfaces and non-canvas surfaces, which that's what this is. So we are going to start by doing the base color of the eyes, and I'm gonna make the eyes like a neon pink. Did I already get it? I already got paint on me somehow. I don't even know how. Hello, good morning, how are you? We're painting a frog today. I'm so happy that you're here. So yeah, we are just gonna be painting the entire eye, this like really bright pink color. And then we're gonna be going over it to kind of almost, yes, Tim the Enchanter, it is frog. We have a nice frog mirror that we are painting right now. It's going to be beautiful and very trippy. I'm very excited for it. So we are just doing that neon pink, and we probably are gonna have to do 2 layers of this. I am in North Carolina, which it's a very beautiful out today. It's a lot less hot. No tape on mirror? No. I really don't tape things a lot. I just kind of am careful with it. I can always take the paint off if I accidentally do, but honestly, I don't think I'm gonna need it. I think it's gonna be fine without. If I were doing a larger project or something more intricate, I might. You are fine, all caps. That is a mood. Do I have animals? I do. I have 3 cats. I love my cats. They are wonderful and chaotic, and I love them. I don't have any pet frogs, though. Do you have any animals? I thought about but a pet frog sounds like a lot more work than a cat, even though it probably isn't. I don't know. I know reptile people, though, like people who keep reptiles, and it seems very cool. Seems very, very cool. All right, so we have the first coat of one eye, and I will be going in with a brush later and cleaning that up, but my main concern is just getting this. Ooh, you have a rabbit and a parrot. Those are good choices. Can your parrot say anything? But yeah, we're just going to get the base coat on and then we're going to go from there. And I will be drawing. Thank you so much. Thank you. I like to do drawing live streams or painting live streams at least once a week. I try to mix them in with all my other stuff. Yeah, you're gone. Yeah, guys, if anyone's saying things that are inappropriate, they're getting either blocked or timeouted for 24 hours. Sorry. Not sorry at all. Let's see. That's beautiful. I would love to see parrots talking in Spanish or any language. I had a grandma that she had a parrot that would talk in 2 languages. It would talk in Greek and it would talk in English, and it was pretty fluent in both. It was also kind of a mean parrot though, so do it that way you will. Hello, good morning, Yen. Good morning. I am so excited that you're here today. We are painting a frog, and we are doing some very, very bright colors. So that's the eyes so far. We're going to let that dry a little bit, and I'm just going to take this brush with some of that paint, and we're just going to go inside of the mouth. We're going to go over this with some other colors as well. Ooh, cool. As for languages that I speak a tiny bit of Spanish. I did take Spanish class. I took Greek lessons, but I don't speak any of them conversationally. I would love to one day. It's just, I was in Greek lessons for a long time. I think if I went to either country and nobody spoke English to me, I would be able to pick it up, but I think because a lot of people want to practice their English when you travel, it would be very hard. There we go. I've also been very interested in learning sign language. I think that that's a great language to learn because then I could make friends with people who can't hear. And I could talk to them. All right, so we have that. There we go. And we're gonna probably do this. And I am doing this because I'm waiting for the eyes to dry at least a little bit. You don't speak English very fluent, all right. I think you're writing pretty well. I can fully understand what you're saying on here, which is great. But yeah, we are just waiting for these to dry, and once they do, then we can start going in with that kind of an ombre, but we're gonna go over it with some black paint and create some really cool designs. And I'm just wiping off the edges with my fingers. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Because we don't want that pink paint outside of the mouth. It's okay being inside the mouth though. And I noticed the brighter the color when you get on here, it actually is usually thinner with these types of paint, but it's also thinner with the more professional ones too, so I don't really know. So we just keep painting it, and we do it in layers. All right, there we go. But yeah, I have a big day today. We are going to continue with the Antique Mall. And we're going to continue putting it together. So I'm going in on the second coat of the eye here, and I don't know if I'm going to... Hello, welcome. Welcome everyone. Good morning. How is everyone doing this morning? There we go. So I am almost done with the second coat on this eye, and if I were to give advice, I would actually leave them to dry a little longer, but I'm not following my own advice, so we're going to continue anyway. And the mirror is actually, I have straight hair, but I love the curly hair. Thank you. I like all different types of hair. I think that all of them look really good, especially when they're in like styles that like kind of suit best. But thank you so much. All right. So that's what we have so far. I think it looks really good so far. So I'm going to keep going with it. I'm going to do the final coat of this color on the inside of the mouth. There we go. And you're definitely going to want to use a cleaner palette than I did, because this palette still has old paint on it, and it did come up a little bit. So we're gonna put some more paint. And hopefully by the time we're done with the mouth, we'll be ready to move back to the eyes. And I am planning on using pretty much all the colors here. I have a lot of bright colors. So we're just gonna keep adding. Last night I made the most wonderful dinner. It was like a cauliflower thing, and it had chickpeas in it, and it was really good. But it turned out different than every time, and I think it's because I was really tired, but I enjoyed it. It's like a 5 different component dish, which I always regret when I'm cooking it, but then when I finally eat it, I'm like, oh, that's why I spent so much work. It's actually really good. I definitely love cooking, and I do want to bring that back on the channel. What is my age? I am 24 years old. And I am very happy about that. I thought I wouldn't be. I thought I would not be, but I am. I think 25 will probably be a good age. It just sounds nice in my head, I think. All right. So we have the mouth for the most part. And this neon paint does not do the same as the other colors. Like, if I were to pick one color that's super opaque, this one. This, like, the light teal colors are always super, like, they're not see-through at all. And it's just crazy to me how, like, the difference in just the colors makes in the thickness of the paint. So we have that down. We're good with that. And we're probably going to go in with this purple color and go on the eyes. There we go. And we're going to start on the outside. Do I have brothers or sisters? I do. I have a sister, and she's a little bit older than me. And she is also very artistic. Nunu, what does all the dots mean? Yeah, I gotta let these chill out just a little bit. So I'm gonna take a break from that color right now, and we're gonna move on, but we're gonna come back to that color. So I have some different colors that we can choose from. Hello, Carla. And you have 2 sisters, Mar. That's very cool. Do you like your sisters? Do you like having 2 sisters? Do you wish you had like more? We got this blue. This is one of my favorite colors as well. I am painting a frog. So I found this frog mirror, and it looked cool, but I wanted it to look like more colorful. So I decided that I was going to paint it and make it very colorful. I think I want to do green, which we've got different greens. I just need another palette. I need something that I can use as a palette. Which means that I need some random object. And sometimes I just even use paper. So the thing about my lives is I don't say things that people tell me to say because I'm not going to get set up to do anything. But I do appreciate it. Alrighty, so hello. Oh, is that okay? Are you guys the friends? Yep, that makes sense. All right, so we have this palette now. All right, so I think I might do green. I don't know if this is super bright, but these greens are super bright. So I might use a little bit of this one. Yeah, that's pretty bright. It's pretty bright. And I'm gonna put all my greens out, but I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. Oh no, that still is like, got that clear gel that you have to mix with the paint. So there we go. And it happens with the lighter colors for some reason. Like the brighter and the lighter they are, it just happens. Yep. And you guys can see that. Like it's like that clear mix that you put in the paint. And I wonder if I accidentally get all of it out, if the paint's still gonna work well. There we go. Now the paints are good. And I think, let's see. I think I want to do around like the frog's mouth with these green colors. And I do want to add in other colors as well. So since it doesn't really have many like fragmented parts, we are going to just have to kind of make them up as we go. And be very careful to like actually draw lines on this and draw patterns and all that good stuff. I think if anyone were to do this at home, definitely add another layer of white paint underneath. You love purple. I love purple too. I think purple is a great color. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's probably one of my top 3. Okay, let's see. We're gonna add some of this medium green in there. Or the darkest green, actually. And you can see how that's actually bringing out more of that color. It's actually both. It's my job and it's fun. So I will be selling this in my booth. I am renovating and creating my own antique booth, but it's also going to have my own art in it. So if it sells, it sells. If not, it's still very fun to do. I just like making things, but if you're asking if it's like a commission, if someone actually wanted this, no. I just make things and then offer them to the world. So the frog now has a mouth, and I will probably go back and like refine that later, but we're going to keep it as is for now. And I think I'm also going to do these pieces right here. All of your clothes are purple or blue. Well, it's a good thing you know what you look good in. I love when people have like a color palette. I tend to pick clothes from like all different colors because I never know what occasion I'm going to need. You know? Like, there might be a time when I need to just wear yellow. Or maybe I need to wear green. I do think, though, however, my favorite colors and my favorite colors to wear are usually different. Like, I love yellow, but I don't wear it as often. I usually wear a lot of red. But that's probably just because there's not as many yellow clothes out there that are, like... I recently wore a dress that had, like, all the colors on it. And it kind of looked like an aquatic dress. It was so cool. I had actually been saving that. Can I show you some things I made? Well, I think I might save that for another live and have like kind of a tour of my art because that would be a long video. I have made a lot of things. All right, so I may have to actually go in with a smaller brush for this actually. But that's what it's looking like so far. We are definitely getting there. We're adding into the mouth, and you can see that. This is actually not for me. This is going to go into my booth. and it's going to sit there and until it sells. So hopefully it does sell, and then somebody can have it in their home. Basically, it's for whoever wants it. And we're actually going to add some like highlight looking stuff onto this. And we're adding in right here. I'm going to have to go in with a tiny brush later and just get all of these tiny stuff. My name, it's my username. So my name is actually Athena. Some people don't believe that, but it is. And yeah. All right, so I'm kind of lost on what colors to do. I want it to have a lot of colors, and I think my next color is actually going to be purple. So we're going to do some purple, but I need to find a place. I'm just going to put the brush down right here. So we're going to do some purple and maybe some teal as well. Why did I start with YouTube? I like to make videos a lot. I have constantly had a camera in my hands ever since I was little. And I have a lot of different interests. I also like sharing them. And I feel like YouTube is the best platform to basically share like anything that you do. So I'm going to start over here with this. And we're going to do some lines. I'm just going to fill this up with like different patterns because I think it would look really good. And this purple to me does not seem bright enough. I'm actually going to mix a little bit of this in there. The only problem with mixing the super bright colors, I'm actually not going to do cute eyes on this frog. If I get another mirror that looks like this or another like thing that I can paint on, I might, but this frog is going to have like eyes that are kind of very trippy and almost looks like psychedelic. That's my goal with this frog. I want it to look psychedelic. I want it to look very cool and maybe not so cute, but like people won't think it's scary. Like I don't want it to look scary. All right, so we got this blue. This is like my favorite color out of all of them. And it's already been opened. Maybe this is the one that already got opened, but this is one of my favorite colors out of the bunch. So I think we're actually gonna do this area. We're just gonna paint the whole thing blue. And I think I actually need to go in with the medium blue first. How much is it? How much is what? So I think I actually need a bigger brush for this. All right. Putting this down gently. The frog. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Honestly, I'm gonna price it however, like if it takes me a very long time. So the longer something takes me, the more I price it. So I don't know. You'll have to stop by the antique store and come see. I am so ready for this thing to be open. It currently is open for shopping, but a lot of people peek in, and since they see that like I'm still painting and stuff, because I am putting a mural in there, a lot of people are like, oh, is it open? And I say yes, but I think they're still hesitant. So I'm very eager to get it open so people actually feel comfortable shopping around in there. Yeah, so you can see how much better that works. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, I want people to feel like, you know, the place is actually put together. So I'm going to work on that more today and for the rest of this week. And my deadline to have the thing completely open, nothing like barred, like rug on the floor, all that stuff, is probably by the beginning of next week. It should be all open, and then I don't have to worry so much anymore about it. I can just go and check on it a few times a week, which I will plan on doing because as an antique booth owner, you have to check on stuff. Like, even if you leave it for a few days, people will mess up your booth. And they will like leave clothes on the floor and all that. So you have to go in and like clean it up. So as you can see, there we go. We're starting to get stuff. And I think I actually am not going to do the stripes with that. I think I'm going to do just another blob. That way I can like do patterns over top of it. And I think I want to put another blob of this. Is this my dream? The shop. Yes. So this has actually been it's not the dream, but it is a dream. Like I have multiple dreams. But this has been a dream of mine for probably about 5 years now. I've been wanting to do antiques, and when I first moved out of my parents' house, I tried to do an antiques online through my really tiny apartment, which got super crowded. And that actually, the money from that helped me move up to North Carolina. So I've been trying to do a form of it, but I finally got myself into an antique mall like a month ago. I'm originally from Florida. So I started down in Florida and then I moved up here about 3 or 4 years ago. So now we've got 2 spots on there and we're just going to keep adding the spots. I'm going to go in with some purple. I'm just going to use the same brush because this brush is big enough to like cover all of it. And we're just going to add kind of these wavy looking spots. There we go. And I'll have to go over the purple is less opaque. There we go. And we just fill them in. And I think I'm gonna do like 2 spots of each color. So I'm probably gonna do one right here. And for these spots, I'm just making randomized shapes. All right. Yeah, we've got some random shapes going on. And if I do not get this finished today, I will come back on live to finish it. All right, so we've got the blue and purple spots. I feel like we need a 3rd color. Well, we're going to use all the colors eventually. But I think it needs like maybe some orange. And I'm just going to probably, after I do the eyes for this again and do another layer. There we go. So you can see that this, since I let it dry, it's actually doing a lot better. Like it's layering a lot nicer. And that actually goes for inside of the mouth as well. That's the thing about these cheaper paints, you really got to layer them. And the more you layer them, the better they'll look. But that's also an advantage too, because it allows you to have more control over what things look like on your painting. We got the eye. And I do want it to look a little thicker, but that's the best it's going to get for right now, so I'm okay with that. We are going to go in with some lighter pinks. I might actually even do that right now. Get some lighter pink on the center of the eye, because blending it while it's still a little bit wet might actually be better. And you just keep adding it to the center and just blending it out. I'm just going around in circles. Very subtle. This kind of looks like paper mache, even though I know it isn't. I'm just painting this. So I found this at a thrift store, and I think it was like from the 60s or 70s, but I just did not like the colors, and I think it would clash in my booth, so I am repainting it. Because it was like some very ugly colors before, and I just wanted it to look a little bit better. So we have that so far. That's what we have. Which I'm actually gonna, now that I have that done, I'm gonna go over the purple spots one more time. Because I think the purple is mostly dry, so I can do another layer. And brush strokes really matter when you're painting. Making sure that everything is as see-through or opaque as you want. Making sure the layers are what you want. And I think I'll have to do one final layer as well. But that's when like the thinner layers can really come in handy. But yeah, I will most likely be painting walls later today. So my day is filled with painting. I actually really didn't get any painting done yesterday because I forgot a ladder. How long do I need to paint this? So I'm probably gonna, I already spent like an hour doing the white base coat, and this, all of the designs and stuff will probably take me about 4 hours total, maybe longer depending on like having to let the layers dry. So I would say like anywhere from like 6 to 10 hours to paint this frog. Honestly, I don't know yet because I've never painted a frog before. I've painted pictures of frogs, but not like this. So we have that. And I think I want to do more colors. I only have one clean brush left at the moment. I don't know where all of my brushes have disappeared on me lately, and it's a little bit tragic. All right, so I have the choice between yellow and orange, and I don't know which one I'm going to choose because I do need both. I think I'm going to do yellow first because then I can do orange after. And the yellow is still not shaken enough. Orange, yeah, I think I'm going to do both because if I use the same brush, I can get away with doing yellow and then orange. All right, there we go. We've got a good yellow. And the yellow is super see-through, which I don't understand at all, and I don't really like about this paint. I haven't been able to find a good not see-through yellow, and I don't know where to find one. So if anyone knows of any good, like, not see-through yellow paint, like, what is the word for that? Yeah, opaque paint. Because you see how that's like see-through? Yeah, that's not the vibe that we're going for. I also thought about doing this just tie-dye, but I don't know why I didn't do that actually. That would have been really cool. We're gonna put the other yellow up here, and then we're gonna do orange and red. We're gonna do all the colors on this. And then once the big areas are done, I can go back in with little brushes and fix it. Sometimes you make slight mistakes with this. So we've got the yellow, and I think I will go back in with the pink. And basically anytime I'm waiting for anything to dry, have I also done this as a, wait, I'm reading 2 messages at once. Have you also done this as a child, and have you another hobby? So I have a lot of hobbies. I do photography, I do makeup, I like to go hiking, I like biking, cooking. I like to do a lot of different things, but I like drawing a lot too. And I have been painting ever since I physically could hold a crayon or marker or a paintbrush. Basically my entire life. So yeah, this is a pretty long one for me. And I feel like I just have to make things. It's important for like mental well-being to just make things. And it's cool because now I get to show everybody what I'm making. So I think I can actually go in with a second yellow amount. All right. And unfortunately, I will have to continue this stream tomorrow because I'm definitely going to run out of time. But I thank you all for being here with me today, and I love you so much. All right, bye.